It's a live call, so that means you get to be liable. So when he says something funny, you get to laugh. When he says something you agree with, you get to hit him with it. That's right. Back up the truck. You make the meeting as much as he does. But you better mess them up.
No.
They ain't ready for it.
Do you don't think so?
They ain't ready.
I woke up ready.
They ain't ready.
Hey.
Cause you about to hit them.
I was watching this show the other day. The lady said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That's true.
So I wake up ready to fight.
That's true. You look like you woke up ready to fight.
Yeah.
You be ready.
I do.
He be ready. Tia said he'd be ready.
I be
She's
ready.
there.
Mm-hmm.
She knows.
That's right.
I ain't never been there.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and get this call started. Can we go? Can we go?
Go for
Can
it.
we? All right. Let's get this call started. Welcome everybody to the Friday Activity Call. Coming to you live from the house, the world headquarters of the National Agents Alliance that we like to call the Alliance. We got Andy Albright coming in hot off the jet. But before we turn him loose, this is the activity call. So we got to talk about some activity, Hindu. Hope don't pay the bills, baby. These numbers look from deposits in your bank account. So let's go. Total production, top issue paid. Number one this week, my buddy Jake and Belle Kraus, $60,273,000 in a week. 24, and it ain't just one application, 24 apps. Number two, James and Jane Hill, $25,020. Number three, you know her name. Good for you, Mackinwood. 46 applications for $22,463 in 1 week, y'all. Coming in at number four, this is my buddy Brent and Jail Swindell. 3 applications for $15,602. Brent done made his backyard the ocean. He got a house on the ocean. I love that. Number 5, we got Wilson Palmer Cabrero. Woo!
You did good.
I hope that's right. On Marvin and Jalissa Otzor's team, 1 application for $15,363. Number 6, Kyle and Janina Wilson, part of Olga and Jason's team, $11,697, 15 applications. Number 7, Jessica Phillips. $11,032. I like Jessica. When Jessica come, she brings it, baby. Number 8. Oh, Beth Allen. She called me this morning. She said, "Did I do 10,000 this week?" I said, "We'll see." $10,357, 7 applications. Number 9, my boy Danny Johnson. 14 applications for $9,808. Number 10, Jonathan and Megan Yakey. $9,585 issue paid. This ain't submit, baby. This done got paid.
That's right.
Number 11, Charles Crawford, part of Adam Katz's team, $9,428. And rounding out the top 12, S. Diddy, my guy. That joker can fish and write some premium, baby. $9,297 with 6 applications. I love it, especially S. Diddy leading from the front, baby. Let's go down to annuity sales. So if you're brand new to this call and you don't know what an annuity is, let me just tell you what it is. Let me explain it to you. It's just a savings account being held at a life insurance company. Guaranteed never to lose no money. You only go up. It's all the way up. Come on now. Total annuity sales. Number 1 this week, Jake and Bell Krause, a $500,000 annuity. Just in one shot. So even if you're at the lowest contract level, you're looking at about $30,000 to $40,000 in one shot. Just signing some paperwork. I don't give a darn if I had to meet one of 4 or 5 times. I'd be just as nice. What y'all want next time? Y'all want some collard greens? Want some tater salad next time? Coming in at number 2, James and Jane Hill. They done got them $250,000, $250,000. Number 3, Wilson and Palmer Cabrero, $153,000. Coming in at number 4, we got Charles Crawford, $94,000. And number 5, Tracy Alvarado, $53,606. I'm gonna speak Spanish for long. Do I need to go all the way to number 10?
Go for it.
All right, number 6, Donna Conway. That's right, $49,800, part of Brandley Manley's team. Then we got number 7, Jeremico. That's my cousin. Well, not really, but close enough. Right. They say we all look alike. Jeremico! $36,896. See, everybody can't say that. I can't. Number 8, Annette Hare, part of Bobby and Eric Belair's team, $36,000. Brent and Jael Swindell, $32,000. Jessica Phillips, $30,000. Teresa Anderson, $25,000. And Cracker Barrel lady, Diana Castile, $15,000. Let's look at final expense sales submitted for the week. You got to get it submitted before you can get it issued, right? Don't put the cart before the horse, huh? Don't run before you walk. Come on, somebody. Number 1, final expense sales submitted this week, Kyle and Nina Wilson, $10,758, 11 apps. Number 2, Sheena Flowers, $5,800. That's part of Jeremico team. Billy Crane, my man Billy Crane. Billy! Number 3 for $5,674, 7 applications. Number 4, Brian and Cristaline Rojas. Rojas, $5,000. Number 5, Steve Bratelli, $5,000. Number 6, my guy, Marcus and Carla Richardson, 10 apps for $4,800. Number 7, Doug Becker. That's right, $3,800. Number 8, Robert Sarge. Happy Veterans Day, Sarge. That's right, $3,800. Yeah, Sarge served in the military.
Thank you, Sarge.
They said Sarge went to war. He walked in front of the tank in the battle. That's a bad somebody right there. That's somebody you want on your team right there. Number 9, Stephanie Rodriguez, $3,700. Shannon Barnhart, $3,100. Number 11, Jake and Veray, $3,000. And rounding out number 12, my man, Adam Katzman, $3,000, baby. Final expense sales issue paid this week. Number 1, good for you, Megan Wood. $9,922. I love Megan Wood because Megan Wood, y'all ever pay attention to her eyes? Like she's on a mission. Even when she's driving, she looking. Ain't the premium around here? If you ever stop like, oh, you look like you need a med advantage. Like, ma'am, I'm only 22. You better stop drinking so heavy. Number 2, Kyle and Janina Wilson, $8,900. Number 3, my girl, Miss Beth Ireland, $5,000 issue paid. That's right. Number 4, Miles Gatos.
Okay, Miles.
4,008. We got a Miles fan back there. That's a good looking boy right there, I'll tell you. If I could turn back the hands of time, I think I look like Tripp. Number 5, Timothy Sight. My man Sight. That's right. Number 6, Brian and Crystalline Rojas. Number 7, my man Billy Crane. Number 8, Sheena Flowers. 9, Teresa Hintz. It's GST on the end of that. She gets stuff done. Teresa, get stuff done. That's right, baby. $4,000. Number 10, Miss Jera Gonzalez. $4,111. We got my man Adam Johnson, and rounding up the top 12 for issue paid this week, my girl Miss Angela Manzo. All right, we're gonna talk about fidelity and guarantee IULs. We're gonna do the top 3.
Sounds good.
I ain't got nothing to drink. Like the preacher, I can't get no help up in here. All right, here we go. Number 1. IUL submitted. Emily Katz. One application for $9,600 annual premium. Wow. She was like, I don't play with the little stuff. Just leave that for the pianist. That's good. In college, kicking butt, taking names. I love it. Right. Number 2, Miss Lisa Fairman, a part of Diane Lampy's team, 3 apps for $8,400. And rounding out the top 3, my man James Bubba. Now look, if Bubba can do it, we all can do it, right? Right. Everybody need a Bubba in their life.
That's right.
I mean, like, you can't argue with Bubba.
No, you can't.
$7,500, 2 applications. And issue paid the top 3. We got my man Brandon and Ashley Bill.
That's right.
If y'all follow Brandon on Instagram, he'll hit you with this pose in a minute. I'm working on my bicep. I don't understand all that working out stuff, though. All right, number 2, Jeremy Patton, the other bald head guy, $5,500. And number 3, Alex Abion, $2,400. Listen, guys, we are taking over. We are in an all-out dogfight, Hindu. That's what we're in. We don't need nobody coming to the party that don't want to fight.
Right.
See, I tell my boys, when we used to go to the party, I used to tell them, I said, look at here. You know it don't start till we get there.
That's right.
And let somebody step on my new shoes if they want to. We all going to war.
Right.
We knew what the plan was going in. So when stuff hit the fan, we was ready. So we stayed ready. So what we're looking for right now all across the country are people who are ready, willing, and able.
That's right.
Do you got some talent? Do you got a little ambition? Can you be committed to this war that we're fighting?
Yeah.
And that war is called poverty. And listen, you can't go to war without a general. And we got a general in the building on today. This guy has built this thing from the basement to now. We are spread out all across the country. We go from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the north to the south of the border. We are taking over the world, guys. And it starts with our leader. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got your notepads ready. Let me introduce to some and present to others my mentor, the El Capitan, Mr. Andy Albright.
Thank you, Terry.
I'm going to try.
I hear you. I'll tell you, Bo. I wanna make sure we get this recorded. You look so good in my chair.
That's right.
If something happens to me, I want you to be the president of the company.
Well,
Tia!
Hey, Ann.
And you be the right hand boss.
That's right.
You'd be the new boss, taking over for Jane. Whew. I'm gonna tell y'all. Can I tell y'all something?
Tell it. Tell it like it is.
I got a lot to tell you. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, buddy? Hey. Yeah, we had apparently the worst storm surge we've had in 35 years, and I live on the ocean, and waves was pounding, and we got this beautiful yard. It goes down. It's like say from maybe here to maybe a net, and it starts out like about this high, and it goes all the way down to the beach, and we put about, I don't know, 1,000 those sea oats plants. So this is beautiful. Nice steps going there. 8 steps to success. 8 steps to the ocean. 8 steps back up to the house. And that storm started hitting it night before last, and it just pounded it. Well, now what it is, it's a cliff right here, and it goes straight down. Straight down. There ain't no steps. There's one step to success. I'm not kidding. I'll say, you can't. The pictures can't do it justice. So it's just a straight cliff, you know. And I was getting ready to come see y'all this morning, and my wife's like, she said, all nice. She said, "Will you take the dogs out?" I said, "I ain't got time to take the dogs out, but for you, I'll do anything." And so sure enough, you know, they out there using the bathroom. I'm supposed to keep out. I look down my phone, I look up. I said, "Where's Casper?" He done went off the cliff. I'm not supposed to be laughing. But I look around, I said, ain't no place he could be but off the cliff. So I walked down there. There he was, walking around doing what he does. He's blind and deaf, people. He's blind and deaf. So he... Everybody's got problems. Everybody's got problems. So I had to go around the elbow and the rear end to get all the way back out front. I figured he'd be gone by the time I got there, but he was out there walking around. Anyway, that's not exactly the only reason I come in 5 minutes late, but a contributing factor. Mr. President, next one, you in charge. Something happened. I might change my mind next week, but this week you're the one. All right. Let's see here. We were working on. You cover these leaderboards, man. You get all these people talked about right here. Wait a minute. You leading? That's the F&G life. Good job, right. Emily Katz. Good job, girl. I'm proud of you. Who got that big case? Was that off a lead?
Helped my aunt out with an IUL with my dad.
It was what?
Helped my aunt out.
Your aunt? The relative?
Yes.
Good job. Good stuff. Submitted. Where's total issue paid? That's what I want to see. Total issue paid. Huh? Oh, front and back. I got you. I just want to see who's total issue paid. Jake and Bell Kraus leading with $60,000 this week. Jane Hills, $25,000. Megan Wood, 46 apps in a week. That is crazy talk. 22,000. All right, guys. Well, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about like just kind of sum it up. This is the answer, and I can't get over my coin, the success coin, and how this ties into it. The basketball coach at NC State called me this week, or he FaceTimed me this week and says, "Hey, you gonna be in town? Why don't you come talk to the basketball team?" So, like, what do you say to a group of kids? So I called my son. You know, he's real young. He's 22. Get his thoughts. He said, "Tell him to put the ball in the basket and try to keep the other team from putting the ball in the basket on a consistent basis." I like that. He had a lot of the more smart-ass comments. But, that's pretty good. I've actually given him that plan before. And then I called Sean Boone on the way to the airport this morning. And he's 24. He played ball. He played at NC State 4 years. And he said, "Tell them about your coin, man." He said, "I'm just telling you." He said, "They need to hear about the coin." And then he had a lot of other smart ass comments too. He said I should tell them or not tell them But I was thinking about this yesterday when we talked, Jeff, because Jeff helped me come up with this. But the dream plan, how do you win championships? And you've been talking about Tia. You and Terry, you and Tia want to lead a national championship. And Emily, I know you want to be significant and massive. And Hutchinson, I know you're talking about being a partner with a company. So the dream plan, how does that get accomplished? And I'm going to stick to this. I ain't going to be able to help to come back to my coin. But the question is what do you want? Like most people, they don't know what they want. And then the other question I'd ask is how dadgum bad do you want it? I was actually, Mac's a Tar Heel, which is arch enemies of the Wolfpack, and I asked him, I said, what would you say to the team? And he promptly sent me a E.T., the hip hop preacher Eric Thomas video, where he's talking to a group of kids, talking about this mentor, guru, he calls him, guru. And this guy's talking to the guru, and he says, I want to be where you are. And the guru, and by the way, I love Eric Thomas and all his stories. I heard this story in my 20s from a guy named, what's his, Fun Making Money. The guy that I had come, not Les, the guy that came in and talked with his wife. G.W. King. Yeah, G.W. King. I heard G.W. tell that story, that'd be 30 years ago. And but the story of the guru talking to the pupil, and the pupil saying, meet me at the beach at 4 a.m. And then at 4 a.m. the wannabe shows up in a suit and tie. Well, I mean, overdress is better, than underdress. He's overdressed for the beach, suit and tie, and the mentor takes him out in the water, knee deep, waist deep, chest deep, and E.T. he can draw out a story. I can too. Gets him out there where the water's about like this, and then he holds him under, and he says, "How bad? Like, what do you want? Like, what would y'all say? What did he want to do? What the kid who's underground, underwater? What do y'all think he's thinking?
I want to breathe.
What does he want? I want to breathe. I want to live. I want freedom. I want to breathe. But to simplify it, he wants to breathe. And if you breathe in, you underwater like that, you're gonna have a big problem. The question is, how bad do you want to live? And we've all heard tell of when people are dying, if a man's spouse done died and he ain't got nothing else to live for, he'll be like, I'm gone, and they leave. How is it that people can say, I'm gone, and go like that? Like, how do they let life go out of their life? And then how do some people just keep fighting and fighting and fighting?
That's right.
It's like, how do the doctors, you ought to ask a doctor, how do you explain that? Blah, 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 blah. They can't explain it. But it's that WANTTO. It's that want to that people have. And how do you conjure, how do you pull, how do you get that up? Every day, every minute, 24/7. How do you do it? What's her name? Yanka. For me, it was freedom. I was like, what do them kids, what do them basketball players want? I talk to them, what do they want? What do y'all think they want? What do you think they want? Freedom, rich, NBA? What do you think? Anybody got any ideas?
Yeah. They want to make it to the league.
Make it to the league, NBA. It was 15 spots going to be open. 50,000 colleges and universities and even prep schools, they think they're going to get selected one of those 15 spots. Here's what Spencer said it, and my son said it, and I think he's right. And I know it's right for me. They wanted out of where they were. They hate it. They hate people looking down at them. As Spencer said, he said, a lot of them been told, it's either MBA or drugs. There's your two ways to make money. Well, I can't go in there and do an insurance recruiting exam, Y'all need to calm down. There's another way. I can see Keats now. Coach big light me up. But they want out. It's not. It's almost what do you not want?
That's right.
How about that?
That's right. Yeah.
You know it?
Yeah.
It's what do you not want? You don't want to go back a failure. You don't want to go back and get that bus driving job. You don't want to go back and go to work at the Marriott.
Right.
I mean, no offense to the Marriott workers of the world.
Right.
We love you. You know, they don't want to go back to the fast food. They want to go back to the factory. You know, one of my heroes, Lorenzo Charles, you know, he graduated from NC State, and I mean, he drove a bus. There's nothing wrong with driving a bus. They don't want to go driving a bus.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's what you don't want. It's what you want. For me, what I termed it was freedom to do what I wanted to do.
That's right.
Freedom to make decisions, go when I want to go, get up when I want to go. And you know, it's funny because people think like I can buy anything I want. I promise y'all, I'm a spender. I could go through every bit of money I got in a heartbeat. My wife tell you, I buy a car a week. You know, I was thinking about that Maybach right out there right now. That thing is, I can't think of one single thing that I don't want. It's perfect, except for I think it's like a 2017. I don't want to cuss and go all the way to this 4-year-old car or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I need a new one. And Jane wants some stuff, and I want to buy some stuff for Jane, and I want some stuff for my kids, and it's just like it's unlimited. Like I'm never going to have that. What I want, I'm never going to be, you know, I say never, but I mean, it's billions and billions what I could go through. Islands, I'd have a couple islands. And I ain't talking about just in this country, and then you got to get back and forth. And I don't, you know, every time I travel overseas, I go first class. I don't want to go first class, I want to go in my jet. In my 757, 747, or G5, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want. But how do you put but what I fight, probably what I fight minute by minute, is I don't want to go back. I didn't like it. I hated it. You know, choices y'all make for your kids, choices you got to make where you live. You know, you're looking at a place to stay, and you know, and roommate? You don't want a roommate. That's not what you want. You know, your dad was telling me, says, yeah, she's looking at a roommate down in Florida. She don't want a roommate. Come in there and talk about what you cook. You don't want to do that. What you want to get, a dog or a cat or something? You don't want. What you want is a maintenance guy. That's what you need. A maintenance girl, like a girl for the. I mean, you do what you want, but I can girl inside cleaning up, guy outside. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I went when I went to get the dogs. When I was looking for Casper, I was like, God, my yard looks good, except for the cliff. I mean, because the maintenance guys, they came over yesterday and cleaned everything, all the pine needles, hand raked it. None of this air blowing. That's what I had for a while. I didn't like that. I like it raked. Because when they air blow it, it kind of just sits, and you can't make a footprint. But when they rake it, Bo, every step be a print. When I was getting that dog, I was thinking, gosh, this looks good. And then I had to go around my elbow, my rear end to come out my neighbor's yard. I was like, God, somebody needs to rake this yard. I know people think, do you think that? Go back into my trays. Ask Jane. I guarantee you I don't want to go back. I said this a long time. One of my favorite things when I got to get Dale, the Yardman brand. That's the first maintenance guy I had. Somebody you might know, Dale. And I ain't got him no more. I don't know where he at. But we got Justin out there, and my cousin Blair takes care of the farm. And I'm down there with a guy blowing off my yard once a week at the beach. I said, I am not happy. And now I got Wally, you know. And first time he raked it, I said, oh, I'm back. So because see, here's the thing. Every time I talk to people, you say, you want to role play? Yeah, let's role play. Let's quit talking about the emotional stuff because I got that down pat. I go, really? So the emotional is not a part of it. How many phone calls you make last week? 19. Like what? But if you want to role play, but boy, they ask you, well, what if it's a woman that answers? And what if it's your kids? And what if they say this? And what if? And you get in these what ifs and back and forth and role playing and questions and answers. And I'm like, guys, they don't even want to get, I mean, they don't care. They don't want out of where they at. They are stuck where they at, and they don't want out. That's the number one problem. It ain't how to do the script. Now, let me tell you something. Something's happened to me in the last 90 days. I've been working on it for 18 months. The last 90 days, what's your name, sir? Jonathan. What I've been feeling better about is I have started doing scripts with the right people, or at least I should say people I've picked.
Right.
I said I think this one's got talent and ambition. As opposed to ready, willing, and able, which is ready, willing, and able, or faithful, available, and teachable, which is like the beginning sharp. That's the beginners. I'm saying, who am I going to teach how? The HOW. You with me?
Yeah.
So, and I've started, and I feel better. I feel like I'm talking into a sponge as opposed to talking into a dadgum concrete post. You know what I mean? I just feel like I feel better about my time. So you need to figure out, I need to figure out, like if you want to be talked to, is be a sponge and not a concrete wall, not a concrete post.
That's good.
And because the people that want to change fast. People that don't want to change don't change.
Come on now.
They change slow or don't change at all. It's annoying. It sucks the energy out of you. Whereas if you pour it into your sponge, you're like, "Whew, I'm tired, man. I gotta get more into me. I gotta read and bring it back into me."
That's right.
So number one question is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want that air? How bad do you want to breathe? The answer for me, whatever it takes. Like I've said this many times as I about died, traveling, running out the road, falling asleep, don't even hardly know where I'm at, talking to people. I'm so tired. He said, "Would you do it all again?" Every single time. Been willing to die. Now, when I had a pneumonia and they said, "You're going to die," I laid down. I got to tell you, I laid down. I bring me a phone, and I talk while I was laying down. But I just, getting up early, not sleeping. Like, one of my dreams was not to drive again, because I knew I was going to die. I was like, it's just a matter of time. So one of my deals was to have somebody drive me. What are you willing to give up? So you narrow it down. Television, drugs. I know. Like, I think about how many times I traveled and didn't get to sleep in bed with my wife. And some people, and to what level or to what extent I kept going. You know what I mean? Like people that they get hung up on their bed, their pillow, sleep, just this eating at home, the routine, their weightlifting, whatever it is that they narrow their view. Like I narrowed. I just didn't care about nothing. Football teams, NFL, fantasy football, just stuff that I'm not against. Is how do you put a priority on your dream of freedom? Like, what are you willing to do? Would you scratch? Would you if you was like, how about this? If you were being held under, how quickly would you start doing anything? Not would you do anything,
Right.
but would it be too late to grab hold of scratch and claw? You know what I'm saying? Like how snap quickly. Like, oh, I'd rate myself, I'll do anything. Yeah, but how long would you be about? Because think about it. If you start scratching as hard as you can scratch, or you get a hold of a limb or a part of that person and start pulling on them and yanking and break that finger off, and you can have time to break another finger off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In other words, if you only have seconds to go,
Come on.
how quick would you start? How quickly would you go psycho? Like if you get in a house to make a sale. How quickly do you start jabbing?
Come on.
You know?
Yeah.
How quickly do you say, "No, what's those kids' names? And how old are they?" Or do you float around thinking, "Well, they might write me a check without me getting emotional this time. I might not have to attack this time."
Come on.
Like, this guy's got me underwater. He might just be kidding around and might let me up. And if you take half of your air thinking might.
Oh my goodness. Come on, Albright.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, what I tell you, the biggest lie being told today, you got time? You ain't got no time.
That's right.
I'm supposed to wait to the truth till later, but I slipped up and told it.
You all right?
I got excited. All right, so the question, what do you want? What are you willing to give up? The answer, how psycho are you? How committed are you to your dream? Mine was freedom, choice. Hey, this one is one of the dumbest, but one of the truest of all time for me. I did it again last night. I get the menu, and I look at what I want. Them dadgum king crab claws. Me and Jane ate at PJ's last week, and lunch was $120. And this is a redneck joint. It was like $120. Well, last night I looked down there, and I said, I don't want king crab claws. I want ribs. And I ordered something extra for her and something extra for me. It was $29. I was laughing like crazy. It was 20. I said, it's 20. I came back. I said, it's $29. She said, can we afford it? One of my dreams was to order from what I wanted and not to order from the right side and look at the price and then come over to the left.
That's good right there. That's good.
I just, like one of our jokes at night will be like, hey, we got any key lime pie around here? Because today, you know, the limes and the Florida lifestyle. So I just threw in an extra key lime pie on there, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I started to get the whole bowl of the gumbo, but I got a cup.
Okay.
Saved a little money and then threw in the key lime pie.
Got you some variety.
But you know, like tell me y'all ain't like that. Yeah. This is last night. I ordered what the heck I wanted as opposed to thinking, and it's funny because I meet people go, I'm just like you, Andy, I order whatever I want. I go, let me explain something to you, bro. When I was as broke as you, I ate pinto beans on loaf bread as often as I could because I wanted to spend my money getting my freedom so that I could spend money like that. Because the president of some company, and Brian Adams or one of these CEOs of the insurance company tell me to be somewhere, I ain't going to say, you going to pay for it if I come up there? Right. You know, I'm jumping in my jet and bringing my butt there. You know what I mean? Like the freedom. So I was saving everything I could to spend everything I could to do this. I didn't skip to this part. I say this so many times as I don't want to be mean to people, but I had people driving nicer cars and nicer houses years, and in many cases 10 years before I had it, they had it. And Jane would look at me and she like would go to their house or see their car, and I mean, I got to tell you, I didn't acknowledge it. I just keep going. I didn't explain it to her. I remember seeing it and saying, I ain't got time to talk about that. Right. What I'm talking about is what I'm talking about, which is freedom and getting the heck out of here. I just, like stupid focus. And this kind of focus will cover up for y'all's other sins. Y'all know, you know what I'm talking about? You got other sins like your ugliness. Nobody cares how ugly you are if you outwork them.
That's right.
Nobody cares how dumb you are, how mistakes you make, how mad you make them. There's so many things that get obliterated. You know, Maxwell says momentum covers up a multitude of errors. I say focus and energy and excitement and don't give a darn covers up so many weaknesses in your portfolio.
That is true. Yeah.
It's the scratchers.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, if I could get those kids to come out every play. I remember when Valvano had them, and I've seen winning teams that shouldn't win. And it's always hustle. It's like almost had a steal. He nicked the ball. He nicked it. Yeah. He nicked it. And then the other one, and then he had to reach for it. And you're just like, oh, they're so close. If they just don't stop, if they just keep the pressure on, right, they're going to get a break.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
All right, here are some facts for you. Thank you, Jeff. I'm looking these up. Average person makes $2.7 million over their lifetime. Average person spends $3.7 over their lifetime. Average person die in debt. Millions of dollars. How about that? Houses, cars. Average person spends $50,000 a year. Average lifespan of 75 years, 3.7. Average person makes $2 million, 2.7. So you ain't got no money. Quit pretending like you got money. So many pretenders pretend like I got money. Long needed vacation. Had to spend 2 weeks with my family. Oh God, dude, you're going to get old, and I'm going to have to listen. You know, I'm not going to listen to you, but I know you're going to be out there in the world yakking and complaining and crying and talking about how life treated you, and it has nothing to do with you taking those much needed. When you didn't have it, but you took it from yourself.
Yeah.
I deserved it. You got it. I don't want to say you didn't deserve it or you did deserve it, but you spent the money.
Right.
And you thought about going to see that new guy you had in Arizona, but you didn't go because you evaluated the cost of it. What if you'd have said, do I need to go? And then went. Okay, get it?
Yeah.
Right? Do I deserve it? Yeah. Buy it. Do I need to go? Yeah. But they don't go. You see, I deserved it. They commit. But they need to go see him in person. That new guy? Well, it's just one person. You wuss. Like, I don't know what to say. You needed this. I mean, you deserved it. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to argue whether, how about this? Do you need to go? Yes. But let's talk about how bad I need to go. I'd have to drive, I'd have to fly, I'd have to get a hotel, I'd have to ask him to stay at his house, I'd have to eat. Oh, I'd have to explain it to my girlfriend how I'm going to be gone for 24 hours. Because she might think I'm seeing somebody else. What is it? You need to go, you need to go. How about this? If we could draw that up. You know, is this making sense? I'm not sure if I'm getting through on it. Do you need to go and do that?
It's such a disconnect between what we want and what we're willing to do over here. If y'all could bring those together and get rid of that gap, it's just so far apart. I get sick like he does of hearing people say, well, I want this, but they ain't going, right, Mark? They're not willing to do what they want. They're far apart. That's a problem. We got to push them together.
You need to go. Yeah, but it's expensive. You deserve it? Yeah. There's no, yeah, but it costs $67. It will be more like, I deserve it, and it only costs $67. Versus, you need to be there, but, you know what I mean? Like, could you put the but? That's a good idea. If we could get the asses, if we could get the butts on the deserve side and get the okay on the need side. You with me? If I could get the butts over here, I deserve it, but. And I need it. Okay. It might be an and, but I need it and I'm going. Instead of a but I deserve it, but I need to think about the cost. Versus, I need to invest. I need some leads. I do need a different place to get leads. Like, I got leads comfortable over here, but I could get them over here. Well, do you need to? Yeah, I need a reserve. Well, then do it. And anyway, how about this other fact? Average person lives 27,375 days. So you take your age, multiply by 365, and then subtract it from that number, 27,375. Then you take your age, 19 times 365, that's how many days you got left. That's you 19?
You got to minus off the 27.
Are you 19 times 365? minus 27,375. So you got 20,000 days left. Tick tock. You with me? I got 6,205 left. Tick tock. Y'all know the psychological fact, people that know they're going to die get more done?
Yeah.
People that never think about it because they said that, I don't want to be morbid. Like, let me explain something. You're going to be dead. But I don't know about morbid. You're going to be dead as a doorknob. Dust to dust. Don't start. You're going to be dead as a doorknob. And it's how much time do you got? And the answer is you ain't got no time. And here's another thing. That's dead. How about when you're going to be 40? Oh, shoot. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't want to wait and be rich after you're 40.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? In other words, give me the days before you turn 40. You might be going like, what about 30? But you understand what I'm saying? Without deadlines and time constraints, the work will expand to the time allowed. I was hammering people yesterday on that most time study, or what do you call it?
Time audits.
Yeah, time audits. At most, what's that word they use in the manufacturer? We follow people around, write down everything they do. I think it's a time study. But you write down, I follow people around in the winding room. I call it the widget room. It's making widgets. And in 2 hours, they make 20 widgets. Go to the bathroom and a smoke break and get 20 widgets, 2 hours. Next week, 50 widgets. I'll be like, how you do 2 widgets? How you do 20 widgets in 2 hours? That's 10 widgets an hour. And then you work 40 hours, don't make 50 widgets. You know what they say? Well, you know, we had some waste house problems last week. Don't you remember waste house problems? I said, yeah, it was on Tuesday. What about Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday? They said, and then they go like, that's too hard of math for me. I can't do the math. I'll be like. But, you know, listen to me. I got to make sure everybody understands. If it's 10 an hour and I study you for 2 hours, you should give me 440 hours. Because it's 10 per hour times 40. What do you call that when I done did the math, I done figured it out. That ain't a word for it. Extrapolated it.
That's a big word right there.
And extrapolated that information out. So like you watch a guy like him, how long does it take? This guy, he's fired up. I said, how many phone calls you make? He was like, it was 2.5 hours. So it's like 100 and it was like 97. He was like 97. And then I was like tricking around with him. I was like, how many per hour you make? He was like 35. And I was like, so in other words, you made phone calls, and I did the math on him. I said, so basically you work 2.5 hours on the phone. And he's like, whew, when you put it like that. I was like, yeah, that widget machine will get you. But you see how I'm doing the widgets?
Yeah.
You don't have time, especially if you're screwing around. You understand, in 2 hours, 20 widgets, and they went smoke break and took a break. And then you take an 8 hour, you ought to get 80 widgets in an 8 hour day because we've studied it. So, hey, this will mess them up. If I could get the wives and teach them to do a widget study on that man.
Oh, you started something now. You started something. Man.
Watch him for 1 hour.
Oh, boy.
Watch him for 1 hour. If you want to be generous, give him a 2 hour window and see me in phone call. Just watch him. Just sit there like this right here, like James. James is one of my favorite supervisors. Sure. Searles is a good guess and done. James. I don't know, James. He's one of my supervisors. He's an old man, like me, but I was young then. I see him standing there. I said, James, what are you writing? And he had so little, it'd be like that, you couldn't read it. I said, how you write so little? He said, he don't say nothing. But they think I'm writing down stuff. Dude, I thought I'm sure I got in the floor and got lint all over me laughing, James. Yeah. But the women folk, now you know, so well, I'm making calls. My husband will make my phone calls. Well, I'll pray for you. Okay. All right. So I guess we could do husband do this women, but somebody might get cut.
Right.
So the women. So the women folk, what you do is you take a time. So all right, 8 o'clock, you're starting. Go. He makes his first dial. Boom. That's good, babe. Way to go. Encourage him.
Right.
It's a trick. Encourage him. Get another one. Get another one. Another dial. Boom. And see, what you do is you track for 2 hours of your life. You take 2 hours of your life and see how many phone calls he could make in an hour when you're watching him. See, it's a difference in how many widgets you can make when ain't nobody watching.
That's right.
But somebody's watching you make a widget, you be, you'd be knocking them out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, what you do is you track it and you say, on average, it looks like to me you do 35 calls in an hour. So I'm thinking that next week we ought to put in, let's say, 12 hours of phone calls. So then you can take 12 times 35, and that's how many he could make if he would make, like a woodchuck could, if a woodchuck could, it would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If a woodchuck was being watched with widgets, you know. So you extrapolate this thing, because you see a normal man makes $50,000 over 365 days. I'm trying to get you to make $50,000 in a week.
Come on.
We're going to have to make more widgets in an hour. We can't spread them out so far over the week. So you're just jamming it up.
That's right.
I learned a lot at the textile mill. Bobby Wood was a fisherman. He's my first shift supervisor. Hey, James was second shift. His first shift supervisor, Bobby Wood. Bobby Wood dressed caught to the nines. He'd come in, he'd walk like this. His hair is always perfect. And I said, Bobby, you catch any fish this weekend? Bobby said, I went fishing, didn't I? He told me how many fish, how many pounds. I said, daggone. I asked somebody, I says, he catch fish like that? He said, you ever been with him? I said, I ain't never been fishing with Bobby. He said, don't go. He said, because you go fishing with Bobby, you gonna fish. I said, what's wrong with that? He said, you ain't drinking no beer. You ain't gonna eat no sandwich. You gonna sit around and talk about what's happening? Not happening. Bobby Wood fish the whole time. He said it's insane. He just fishing the whole time. You understand these people ain't making widgets the whole time. When you watching them for those 2 hours, it's hard to watch somebody 2 hours and write down everything they do. But if in 2 hours you figure out and you want and say they took breaks, got a water, had a couple breaks, sessions, said stuff. You write it down and then you figure out what you can do in 8 hours, what you can do in 40 hours. And then you can imagine if you put in 70 hours. Make sense? Yeah. So that's why, and I've had, relatives close to me say something like, just get right on it. Like when I come in, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't much piddling.
Right.
I'm giving some fist pumps while I'm talking, but it's if you with me and I say, all right, I'm gonna call your list. All right, let's go. I start dialing. A lot of people that they want to teach it and train it and explain it and ask it, and because they don't want to do the money making aspect, which is talking to a new person. So how many new people? I hit your dad with that. How many new people did you talk to this week? That's what I want to know. Like I like you, I love you, and all that stuff. How many new people did you talk to? How many new people in depth? How many new people in width? How many people did you book appointments with? How many clients did you call up and set an appointment with? Like all the other stuff, believe it or not, pales. Everything is weaker than talking to a new person. Does that make sense? Well, what about coaching people that need to be coached? Let me see your group. No, you need to talk to new people. like I'm just looking at your group. I'm telling you, I know them people. You need to talk to new people. You need new people. It's just it's never going to work. What if they call? Well, if they call in a house, but you should say, you call me, and don't be calling me with them I hate them questions. Like, what if they had somebody 70 and they didn't have money and they was still teaching? And like, I mean, well, no, I'm not doing that. Are you in the house talking to somebody? Is this a real life scenario?
Right.
Are you giving me one of them what ifs? I ain't listening to it.
Right.
So the question, the truth is, you ain't got enough money. Truth is, you ain't got enough time. So then here's the other question is, what are you making decisions based on? This comes back to the deserve it and the need it. How about this? I deserve a break and take some time off. Are you making your decisions because you think you have time? Is that, how do you, I need to go see that guy. Right, because you ain't got no time. I need to get more leads. Right, because you ain't got no time. I need to run 40 appointments this week. Right, because you ain't got no money. In other words, if you had time and you had money, you'd make different decisions. But if you don't have time and you ain't got money, your decisions become concentrated and limited on what you're allowed to do.
My God.
But that's self-imposed. It can't be Andy imposed. Not in a business opportunity. I got guys. You know, they make, in their mind, decent money, and I'm like, you got no money, bro. You don't. But you have to come to that conclusion yourself. See how this all comes right back down? Something simple like that.
Yeah.
What do you want? How do you get it? We wanna get out of where we are.
That's right.
Hey, let me tell y'all this. I used to say this: if the beginning of making any money, the low life is $250,000, and that was 20 years ago when I said that. What should it be now before you're making any money? Like 700,000 before it's real money. You with me? I need you, and see, and I mean, I feel it. You know, the greed, Andy. Hey, what do you think I got? Greed or fear? I think my fear. Well, let me just tell you, it's my fear. It ain't no think. Albright don't want to go back. Like my mind's thinking, like, how am I going to grow my stock? How do I get you to become? How do I get y'all to be partners? How do I get you to partner? How do I get you a partner in 18 months? How do I get you? How do I get you a payout? Andy, why do you care about that? My stock. My stock. What stock? I got stock in integrity. I get my stock, got to grow. Because my paycheck they give me, it reminds me of y'all's. It's little. It's little. Hey, thank y'all. Appreciate you sending it to me, though. I don't want to lose it. Very lot of gratitude there, boss man. Y'all know I'm fired about my black card. But I got to tell y'all, I got another card I want y'all to get. It is hilarious. What do I want? Never go back. Such a negative, like a contradiction. What do I want? Never I get. How do I get it? I got to get you to grow. So what I'm thinking, what those kids want? What do you want? You want out. Let me tell you something. Business loves winners.
Yes.
I don't care if you sit on a bench and you come off a winning team versus a superstar and you ain't got no championship ring, you ain't part of a team, you ain't never built nothing, you ain't never sacrificed. So I'm trying to think, what do they want? If you want out, you need to win. What do we want? We want to win. Why do we want to win? Because we want to go back. You don't want to go back. I know you love your mama. I love the auntie. And I love, you know, my daddy, he was my coach for, you know, and pee-wees and mites and midgets. And, yeah, you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back. And the way we keep from going back is winning.
That's right.
It's putting up numbers. And what we got is competition. And the only way you win, that's one difference in sports. One thing you got is competition. Everybody admits it. Mm-hmm. In business, they're like, I don't think it's a comparison game. I say, the hell it ain't. Right. You think it makes sense? You got more money than they got? Mm-hmm. You got a bigger business than they got? You got more premium? You got more issue pay? It's a contest. It's a game. It's the number one. That's why we give a Rolex as the number one. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? It's a competition. It's a mental trick to keep us from not getting away from what we don't want. As much as it's more than what we do want. And then how do we get it? What is it always? basics. When you hit that court, when 8 o'clock, if 8 o'clock's when your dial start, I expect your butt to be dialing at 8 o'clock. And I expect you, how about this? What if we did a widget watch on ourselves? What if we, what if we started documenting? Every time I read stuff about successful people, it's like they're either concocted wrong in the brain, something's jumbled, or they have convinced themselves to jumble the brain. You with me? Like I was reading ROGET is synonymous with thesaurus. Y'all know what a thesaurus is? Okay. So I read 5 pages about this guy named Roget. I don't even know how you say it. He's messed up in the head at a young age. And in the years that the story's unbelievable. Who he was. He was severe Asperger's and something else, and he became a doctor. And at 60 years old, he made lists when he was little. Lists. He'd count how many steps he went up in a day, and on a separate list, he'd have how many steps he went down in a day. And he did this to cope with his psychoticism. You with me? Or whatever it is. Had an uncle talking to him, was depressed, and grabbed a knife and just stabbed himself in the throat 2 or 3 times, and then bled in front of the kid. Like the kid was like 16 or something like that. This happened. And it was something with his mama, and it was something else. And it was just craziness in his life. But to cope with it, he made lists. And he became a doctor. He observed, he's looking out the window, and he saw a buggy go by, and he saw how the wheels were going around, and it looked like they were moving, but it also looked like they're stopped. If you ever seen spokes, you know how spokes look? Spokes don't go like this right here. Or if you take a picture of a prop of a plane, it goes like this. So he runs outside and he stops the people and he makes them back up, and he goes back inside and he watches it again. And he runs back out and he keeps doing it back and forth. So he came up with the idea. Here's what was his idea. He said, we don't see motion, we see snapshots. And then we put snapshots together. So what did he discover? What is he credited for? Motion pictures. You know how you draw a different picture on every page and you spin it? This is that guy. It's in history. You read about him. He's like one of the originators of motion pictures. And he was a doctor, cured something, some kind of diseases he cured. And then at 60, he said, he started making lists of words and came up with lists. I was like, that jerk was messed up in the head. You with me? I'm messed up in the head. People say, how come you're not a billionaire guy? I'm not messed up enough. But don't give me time. Because if I was messed up more, I could make it happen quicker. Y'all know Megan Wood's messed up, right? She's Albright messed up. You with me? Hutch right there. Hutch messed up in the head. I'm just going to tell y'all about it. I've watched him for years. Can I get an amen, Mark?
Amen.
At times, have you wished you were a little more messed up? Like I jumped on your butt. I don't know. You know I jumped on your butt. Like you ain't got time to ask me that question. That question might as well be asking me what happened on Law and Order last night is the question you asked me. You knew it and I knew it. And you know what I'm saying? Like if you was more messed up, how much more could you get done? Does that make sense? That don't mean you don't get to buy a jet. Don't mean you don't get to go to the Super Bowl. Don't mean you don't get to go to the Kentucky Derby. Don't mean you don't go to Thailand. You get to do crazy, crazy stuff. It ain't like you have a boring life. But it's an exciting life up here, not an exciting life with a $67 pair of sunglasses. You with me? I'm not putting these people down. We need the middle class to support the upper class. We need the middle class to pay the taxes. You know the poor people don't pay taxes, and we know the rich people don't pay taxes.
Right.
We need the middle class.
Right.
We need the middle class, people. People say, why do we need poor people? Teach us not to go back. We don't want to go there. Does that make sense? How more messed up can we be? Guys, what do you want? How do you get it? That's a summary of everything, and we didn't even do scripts. But now we got to learn how to do scripts, get people to say hello, and what we say when we get in the house. How do we show empathy and all that complicated stuff for those that want it? First thing we got to do is figure out what we want, and then we'll talk about how we get it. Love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. I got meetings I got to get to. Out. Peace out. Love you.